Before we dive in and start learning about the APL Alexa presentation language, we'll need to set up a project. There are resource files that are provided along with this video, and we'll need to set up a project in the Alexa Developer Console. So just to quickly look at the files, here is the main project, and we have the index.js and an associated APL folder, which we'll cover a little later on. We also have a media folder that has some sound effects and a background image, and we have the skill interaction model, which we'll need to load up. So first, let's upload our media files to an S3 bucket, and in that way we can access them from our skill. So fire up the AWS console, and in here we can load up S3. I'll choose the bucket that I already created, and let's create a new folder. And let's call this folder Trivia. I'm going to save that. Let's jump in, and we're going to upload those files. Here, we can drag and drop the files into the S3 bucket. Let's go ahead and do that. Click on Next, and we want to make it public. So grant public read access. Next. Next, and upload. Okay, so once that's done, let's jump over to the Alexa Developer Console. And we had started creating a capital trivia skill. So let's go ahead and start from scratch. I'm going to delete this. And let's begin the entire process of creating the skill. So click on the Create Skill button. We're going to name it capital-trivia. The default language will be English. Again, you'll have to match this to your default language to test on an actual Alexa device. It's a custom skill. It's going to be Alexa hosted. Select this option for Node.js. Click on Create Skill. So now that our skill is set up, let's go ahead and import the skill interaction model. So we'll scroll down, click on the JSON editor, and we can drag and drop the skill configuration file. So we can select skill-begin.json, drag it in. Once that's done, let's click on Save Model. And you'll see a couple of intents show up here. Next up, let's edit the code. So click on Code. And here we'll be making a tweak to the default skill handler code that's created for us. So first, under Lambda, let's right-click and do Create Folder. The name of the folder is going to be APL. We'll use this folder to put all our APL resources in one place. And as of now, there isn't really a good way to upload an entire project in this interface. So that's why we have to create the files one by one, and we can copy and paste the code. So first, for index.js, you can double-click on index.js. And let's copy and paste the sample file that we have. So I'm going to navigate into the folder. We can double-click on index.js. And here, we can select all, copy. Let's head back over to our browser, and we can paste it in. Click on Save, and now we have to create a few files in the APL folder to match our existing project. So in APL, you'll notice we have 3 files: question.json, sample APL data.json, and welcome.json. Let's create those files. So first, we can open up the welcome.json. I'm going to copy this text. From my APL folder, I'll create a new file. Let's call it welcome.json, and we can paste in the content. Save it. Next up, it's question.json. Copy the content. Create a new file. Question.json. Paste in the content. and we can save. You can also use the shortcut key Command S or Control S to save in here. Then we have to get the last file. Sample APL data. Let's copy it. In here, we're going to create that file. Ensure that you spell it exactly like this. Sample-apl-data.json. Once that's done, click on Create File and paste in the contents. So when that's done, let's save. The last change we need to make is let's go into index.js and we need to put in the paths to our media files. So if you scroll down, on line 210, you'll see a background image URL. Then there's a correct sound URL and a buzzer sound URL. So let's grab those URLs from our S3 bucket. So head back over to S3. We can click on buzzer URL and you can copy this link. Head back over. You'll paste this in here for buzzer sound. Let's grab the correct sound. Go back here. Click on correct. Copy that URL. Paste it in. And then finally the background image URL. Let's grab that link. And we'll paste it in. So once that's done, let's go ahead and click on Save. You can click on Deploy to deploy it out. Ensure that you don't get any errors. And as that's going, we can also go back to Build. And let's go ahead and build our interaction model. So click on Build Model. And that completes the initial configuration and setup that we need to do.